Oh, what a crazy week it has been, sir.
Another fun week.
Oh, God.
We're going to get right into it here.
So much going on. Thanks, everybody, for kind of tuning in to another episode of this little podcast Jason and I got going on. It is the I Shower After Work podcast. Talk everything trades and not trades related and shit that we just deem necessary to talk about, really. How you been, man?
Not bad in yourself, buddy. How was your week?
It was good. I've got complaints, but nobody really fucking cares.
No, I had one day out in the cold, but nothing serious. Things have been pretty good, actually. I got no major complaints either. As John said, thank you, everybody, for checking out the I Shower After Work podcast again this week. We had such good feedback on our last episode where we just talked shit about what was going on in the news. We're going to give you another short one of those this week.
There's so much shit going on right now in the U.S. It seems to all be politically focused, right? The administration
As
focused.
always.
Everything is, and it's hard to get away from it. Because everybody's talking about it. Every Instagram post, YouTuber, anybody that's pumping out social media posts is all over this fucking Doge thing.
Yeah,
right?
We talked about it a bit on the last one.
And it just
continues.
keeps going. And frankly, I love it. I absolutely love it. I can't get enough of it. And people are losing their fucking minds.
On both sides of the coin, buddy.
Right.
It's not about what people. It's not about what's happening. It's about how people feel about what's happening, and that's what's making me laugh.
Right.
Yeah.
and that's the thing too. Like one guy dug into it a little bit, and he's like, "Have you guys seen what's happening in DC with the real estate market right now?" And I think I talked about that the last time, but like the fact of what the most searched things are, web search, Google search, they're Google searching like offshore accounts and how to hide money and is it a federal crime?
And like anything, you're gonna know. They're gonna find out that you searched that.
Yeah.
Nobody's good at hiding that stuff anymore. Like, yeah, it's wild,
you can't
right?
hide your search history, people.
Yeah.
In one way or another,
Yeah.
it just doesn't work.
It's not good. So, yeah, not to be repetitive of our last one, but at the time of this recording, I have gotten about 40-ish people now asking my opinion on becoming the 51st state, as if it's a debate, air quotes.
You're having people ask.
Well,
it must be you're Canadian,
right? Everybody wants to know how I feel about Canada. I'm like, first of all, Canada is not becoming the 51st state.
No.
Okay. I'm putting the photo up. I'm wearing it during the episode, folks, when we record about it. Canada is not for sale. I'm sorry. It's simply not.
No,
okay.
It's not.
And my new favorite t-shirt that I will also be sporting for the episode, can't take our game, can't take our country, because again, when we recorded
US
this,
did kind of take your game though.
but you can't say that. So, for everybody who wasn't paying attention, I know this is a recap of something that happened a few weeks ago. Canada won the Four Nations face-off, as I expected.
Yeah, they actually won it, huh?
It wasn't a question at all. They didn't let the Americans win the first game. The Americans won the first game fair and square, but the drama was there perfect, and Canada came back, winning overtime. Shout out Connor McDavid. God love you, kid. You're my favorite. You're fucking beauty, kid.
They had something to prove after the fucking U.S. stomped them a little bit.
Well, they did. So, quick recap, and this would be my part of this news, and then we'll move on to something else. I know you and I talked about it, but you're not a sports guy, buddy. 3 full-blown tilts in the first 9 seconds of the game.
Right.
Dropped the gloves immediately 3 times in a row before they could get going, which was amazing. 30 penalty minutes before the game started.
Before the actual first play was played.
Yeah, it was an amazing game. We had a lot of fun watching it. And then Canada won in the final in overtime, so that was very good. The French people booing in Montreal for the first Canada-U.S. game during the anthem is disgraceful. I'll say it out loud, and I'll say it often.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
That's fucking bullshit. I liked that the final was held in Boston, not Montreal. There's like the round-robin games. They didn't boo or do anything shitty during the Canadian anthem. They had a lovely woman come out with a wonderful voice and sing our anthem. It was fantastic. They did, however, as just a small poke in the eye, have a partial orchestra and a singer do a big blown out trumped up version of the anthem when normally the same singer just sings both.
Yeah.
Just to prove a point. I actually thought it was kind of a classy way to go. So shout out to the people in Boston at the TD Garden.
Oh, funny.
That was a good way to have it, man. What else you seen in the news that made you laugh this week? Or cringe? That's also fine too.
Well, you know, there's a Scottish Highland bull. He's loose on Connecticut's hill country.
A Scottish Highland bull?
Highland
bull?
Highland bull. Yeah, the furry bulls.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the furry cows. Yeah, I got you. What do you mean it's loose where?
He's loose in Connecticut's rural area. Like, just fucking running amok.
Where did it come from?
From a local farm. Like, he got out of the fencing, but he's just running. He's having the time of his life.
What are they doing to stop this? Has he caused any damage, or he's just out there living his life?
He's just out running around. He's kind of out on streets, and they're trying to keep him from getting hit and squished. But God, I see the picture of him. He's such a cute little fucker. Like,
oh, not a full-size great big one, but one of them little cute cows?
Yeah. He's a cute little guy.
You'll have to send me some photos of that. That sounds funny, man. Well, on the same note, the recent nationwide power outage in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Millions were left without power during a blackout, which started around 11 a.m. on, I think, February 9th. They're pretty sure it was caused by a monkey that was walking on the power lines, got between the two of them. Unfortunately, 22 million residents were left without power for a few hours while people figured out what the hell was going on. They're pretty confident from some video and photographic evidence they had not long before the problem and in the area that the problem happened, that it was caused by a monkey getting across the lines.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, fortunately, only pictures and videos I saw were edited to show the monkey on the line and not the incident or the aftermath.
Yeesh.
Yes. So, and it apparently not the first time this happened. It looks like they had it happen back in 2022 as well, and they were also pretty confident that was the same kind of monkey.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So they have a history with this.
Yes. Unfortunately, Sri Lanka has a history of monkeys knocking out the power to millions and millions of people.
Oh, man. I'm seeing here, I just found this, so give me a hot second.
That's no problem. I got another one while you're looking that up, man.
Do it.
In my nightmare fuel.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Listen, folks, I'm sure Australia, although I've talked shit occasionally about their accent and history, I'm sure it's a beautiful country with wonderful people. I would like to go there and visit it someday. They have found a new species of spider, which may be the world's deadliest.
What?
They were unaware of the fact that it even existed. They've nicknamed the one they found Big Boy. Now they call it a common Sydney funnel web spider, although this particular breed is so toxic, they don't have an anti-venom yet that works to stop it. Now,
oh my God.
They say they first discovered these ones in like the early 2000s, but the amount of venom that these spiders have, which I said is nightmare fuel for me, folks. I fucking hate spiders. They give me the creeps. They're approximately 5 centimeters, which is normally about 1.97, just smaller than 2 inches. This one's almost 4. And they're now finding multiple versions of this bigger breed of this supposed common spider, which I think is going to make it uncommon now. The pictures themselves just maybe cringe. It's brutal.
Oh, my God.
So shout out to everybody who's like me. What do they call it? Arachnophobic? They're finding more fucking venomous things out there. Fuck's sakes.
There's so much shit out there already that will just kill you without freaking second thought.
I wish I remember the name. There's one of those, it's not a mollusk or whatever, but you find them in the oceans, the little spines on them.
There's a lot.
Yeah. One of them has a neurotoxin that's supposedly so fast to kill you that it's quicker than the nerve response. So if you were to step on it, the nerve response from your foot to your brain to tell you that you stepped on that sharp thing, apparently the neurotoxin works so fast, it doesn't even get the signal to your brain in time. You'd be dead before you knew what happened.
Oh, Jesus.
And that just exists.
Oh, Jesus.
That just exists.
Well, I mean, dude, we've only explored like 10% of the ocean.
I think that's a pretty liberal estimation, right?
We know more about the night sky than we do about the water that's on our ground and what's in the water.
That's not untrue.
So this thing I found,
Yeah.
actually, historic ocean liner departs Philadelphia on a voyage to become the world's largest artificial reef. They're actually going to sink this vessel. It is a 1,000-foot freightliner, or not freightliner, sorry.
Freighter.
A freighter. And it's going to be sunk off of Florida's Gulf Coast.
I think this is a pretty common thing, actually. I think they've done this before.
They've done it before, and they do it several times. But this vessel, it is the SS United States, actually holds the fastest travel record for crossing the Atlantic Ocean.
That would be the one, probably. Yes, buddy.
Crossed it in 3 days, 10 hours and 40 minutes, which broke the RMS Queen Mary's time by 10 hours. So it was used to carry military and whatnot across the ocean, stuff like that. It was one of the fastest vessels that we had, which kind of just, it was a power play by us, right? Have this huge vessel that could haul ass, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Average speed of 36 knots, which is just over 41 miles an hour across the ocean.
That's pretty fast. And side note here, I just found the photos of the Scottish Highland bull on the loose in Connecticut. You're right. It's a goddamn cute little thing. I will definitely put that up on social media. That's an adorable little shit, that thing.
But they are planning on sinking it, and they're saying the cost of this could actually end up costing like $10 million after purchase of the vessel, and then they got to clean it. But they're hoping that it's going to drag in several $1 million in like diving. It's going to be a diving attraction and stuff like that.
I suppose that makes a bit of sense then, because people do love that diving.
They do.
I've never tried it myself, but it always makes sense. Like, if you enjoy that, just always fish and wildlife and whatnot. So yeah, I get that.
Look, I'll put myself right out there. A little bit of no, the ocean scares the fuck out of me. I'm not diving in the ocean. Okay?
Most people feel like you, actually.
I think it's beautiful. I think the power of it is scary as fuck. If you've ever been sitting on a beach, just sit on the beach and let the tide kind of hit you and come past you a little bit and see what it does. It will drag your ass in. Like
I said, man, I grew up around the ocean, so I understand that people feel that way. It didn't help that for hundreds of years, in the parts of the world where they didn't know what was beyond that part of the map, they literally wrote, "Here there be monsters."
Here there be monsters, yeah.
Jaws didn't do people no favors. Blackfish didn't do people no favors. People are definitely scared of the water. Because, yes, like you said, we've investigated so little of the ocean.
Right.
Most people are like, there could be anything in there, and it's actually kind of true.
Yeah.
It
really is. There are things in there that will just eat you. Okay?
Well, we talked in the last one of these about the kid getting swallowed by the
whale.
The kayaker getting swallowed by the whale. Which,
the
video, folks, is amazing. Check that one out if you did check it out. And his father's reaction during it of not dropping the camera and not turning it off, not thinking to try to do something. Just stayed calm and videotaped his son getting eaten by a whale.
Telling his son to stay calm.
Yeah. So there's people are lining up in droves in Sydney, Australia, buddy. There is what they call a corpse flower, or bunga bungaki bangkai.
Really?
Yeah. I think they're originally from Indonesia. I think that's, what is it? Scientifically known as an Amphophallus titanium. But they call it a corpse flower. Very rare to unfurl, I guess. It's an endangered plant. Emits what people describe as the smell of decaying flesh. Has drawn hundreds of devoted fans to go to this greenhouse in Sydney, line up in 3-hour lines just to experience this smell. The other people were quoted as saying the fragrance reminded them of gym socks and rotting garbage. And people are lining up to do this. Now, I will admit, it says so far that the rise of fame, I mean, there's been about 20,000 people that have been coming by try to film and see this so far. A corpse flower hasn't bloomed it doesn't say at all or what. I'm going to assume they mean in this particular place for 15 years. So it's a pretty rare thing, I guess. But it's like saying, I only fart once every decade, so y'all better line up because that's going to be some putrid shit. No pun intended. This is on the list of I don't get it's for me.
Look, you've got to be a special kind of person to want to do that.
To line up in a 3-hour line for a stench.
Yeah. Like, if you want just a stench, just go stick your head in your garbage can.
Yeah.
In the middle of summer.
New Jersey in July. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah,
like,
I can't, man. I want to bring it up because I really don't get it.
That is just freaking weird.
Yeah.
Well, another weird one. Killer who ate part of his victim's brain granted supervised release from psychiatric hospital.
This has got to be in the States.
Middletown, Connecticut. A Connecticut man who was found guilty on the reason of insanity of killing a victim with a hatchet and eating body parts has been granted conditional release from the state's only maximum security psychiatric hospital, despite concerns expressed by the victim's family and state lawmakers.
Okay. I saw a shirt recently that when I brought it up to a couple people I know said, that's a dangerous stance to take. Are you sure you want to wear that out? And it reminds me of what we're talking about here a little bit. The shirt said, dead pedophiles don't reoffend.
Well, there's that.
Although true, it's a bit dramatic, right? But it is a good point. What the fuck are they doing letting somebody out? Okay, manslaughter? Okay, right? Accidental, I get it. Or murder somebody in the heat of the moment. It's terrible, but okay. He ate part of the people.
Yeah.
Does it say what he did to deserve supervised? Like, what was he getting released for? To go to Chuck E. Cheese or fucking Whole Foods? Like,
it just says Tyree Smith was ordered confined to Whiting Forensic Hospital for 60 years in 2013 in connection with killing Angel Gonzalez, whose mutilated body was found in a vacant apartment in Bridgeport. The State Psychiatric Security Review Board granted Smith's conditional release from a hospital on Friday after hearing from a psychiatrist who said Smith's schizophrenia and alcohol and drug disorders were in full remission as a result of medication and other treatment. What, did they freaking stir his brain like a freaking Egyptians used to do?
Buddy.
A frontal lobotomy?
Hey, buddy, not Egyptians. Greg, shout out, fact checker. I think they were doing that as recently as the 70s.
Well,
maybe not scrambling, but certainly getting up there with tools that they shouldn't be doing. Definitely in the 50s, right? Oh, my God. See, that person could be next to you at the movie theater.
Right, and you'd never know.
Now, you say supervised, so I'm sure somebody's with them. But again, what does this person need to be let out for?
Right. His cousin had testified that Smith told her he ate part of Gonzalez's brain and an eyeball while drinking sake.
One more reason I won't drink sake, folks.
Like, holy shit, people. Why are we letting these type of people free? I love the post that I saw that says that we should, for a chance of U.S. citizenship, we should let illegal immigrants hunt down pedophiles, and we'll call it Predators versus Aliens. I love that idea. Just saying.
The name is clever. I'll give you that. You know what? I'm sorry. I have to say this out loud. That would be one of the most popular shows on TV.
Oh, absolutely would.
For sure it would. Gladiators, 21st Century.
Yep.
I've got a fun one here. This was a tiny bit old. This is from December last year, but when I saw it, it made me laugh and smile. A Wyoming man with dementia who wandered away from home and hitchhiked to Salt Lake City is safe after his wife spotted him on a TV news segment about helping those in need. He was over 200 miles away. His wife saw him in the background of a TV broadcast and said, "Wait a minute, I'm pretty sure I just saw Michael." That's a quote.
No.
So fortunately, sure enough, there he was. able to get a hold of the people who filmed the broadcast, found him locally, back with his wife, safe and sound. 200 miles away, got himself on a bus. They don't know why he went over there, but she just happened to be watching a affiliate now, a news broadcast about a helping others in need section that was getting shown on her local news because they were news affiliates. And there's her missing hubby standing in the background.
And how long did it say he was gone?
It doesn't say how long he was gone for.
Oh.
Yeah. Unless I look here quick.
Dude, that is crazy. Just to be like, oh, hey.
Oh, I'm sorry. He was missing for 3 days. He had been missing at that point for 3 days.
Made it 200 miles in 3 days.
Of course, they weren't looking for him 200 miles away. They were looking for him in town, shelters and hospitals and shit, right?
Right.
Imagine being the guy who was in charge of that missing persons investigation at the detective that got head of that,
right.
And had her call up and go, yeah, I think I know where he is. Oh, great. I'll write down the address. 14 towns over. Like, wait, what?
Right.
No, of course, his wife was 77. He was obviously an older man too. If you were to hear from the 77-year-old wife of the person you're trying to find who is missing, who you know has dementia, and she calls you up and goes, no, it's okay, Officer Johnson. I just saw him on TV. You're going to assume she's got dementia too, right? Like
a little bit.
How long was that conversation before she convinced that guy, like, listen, I know you think I'm an old nuts lady here, but can you just please check the news broadcast out for me, like, please?
Right. Right.
I thought that was pretty cute, babe.
Oh man.
You got a fun one to finish up on here, buddy?
I'm trying to hunt for a fun one. I really want a fun one.
All right, find a good one for the end here, and then we got a guest coming in here shortly, folks.
Oh, we do, don't we?
As we do fairly often.
Yeah. Jesus, I can't find a fun one.
Nothing good at the end of it. Well, we can leave it on that one if you want, man.
I mean, you don't have another one?
I didn't. That was my last one I had there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I just found... Nope, we're not finishing on that one. I don't want to finish on that one. Moving along.
This is going to happen sometimes with these headline ones, folks. We're just picking them up and trying to riff as we go here. Thank you, everybody, for another short version of the Shower After Work podcast. We just wanted to get our voices out there to you today and see if we can make you laugh, talk to you about some weird stuff that was going on. You know all the socials. You know everywhere to find us. Please reach out and connect with us. And as always, remember, while you're out there this week, be safe and your work keeps the world working.
Cilantro, sir.
Cheers.